I return to my seat. And I invite Dr. Marthese Portelli to deliver the annual report.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is my 10th month at the Malta Chamber, and I would like to start off by thanking you for giving me the opportunity to work within this brilliant organization. It were an enjoyable 10 months, irrespective of the challenges that we were faced with. So, let me start off. Throughout this year, we have constantly kept the vision of the Malta Chamber at heart, and also the mission. So every single step that we take, we do it based on what the vision of the Chamber is. We are here to represent Malta's ethical business community, and we are here to help you grow. We have also kept the values of the Malta Chamber at heart. And these are 5 values which differentiate the Malta Chamber from other representative bodies, representative organs. We do lead the business community, and we lead it in the right way. We make sure that we respect ethical standards, even in every policy that we put forward. We are committed to help you grow. We are focusing on our memberships, and we are increasing our partnerships. And for this reason, as the Malta Chamber, we've decided to focus on our 3 main pillars, which will continue leading us from one success to another. Policy. Policy is one of our main strong pillars, and we need to continue working on it. The second pillar is member relations. If you're happy, if we're talking to you, if we're reaching out to you, then we will get all our policy right. And last but not least, media and communications. We need to get our message out there, and even out there with the members. And for this reason, one of the first things that we did was to reorganize the way the Malta Chamber operates, and we went for a more horizontal structure, which again focuses on policy development, on member relations, and on our media and communications. So, what have we achieved in these last 12 months? And I'm going to split them in, again, our 3 main pillars. What have we achieved in policy? What have we achieved in member relations? And what we have achieved in media and communications. And I'm going to start off with policy. And a big thank you goes to all the policy team, which is headed by Andre Fenek. Thank you. The policy team has prepared 20 public consultation responses. That is more than 1 a month. And the public consultation responses carried out are carried out in detail. We reach out to our committees, we reach out to our members, we reach out and look into the detail and go back with not only criticism, and this is what differentiates the Malta Chamber from other organizations. In our public consultation documents, we highlight our concerns, but we also put in the proposed way forward. Apart from the consultation responses, the 20 consultation responses, we have also published 5 key policy documents, which Andre will be focusing on later on, but which primarily focus on education, on our workforce, and also on the tourism industry. Those were 3 main policy documents, and along with that, we had our pre-budget document and as well our electoral manifesto. We also introduced 4 new horizontal thematics, 2 of them which focus on pressing issues, which we have pensions and digital transformation, which is key to success of all businesses, and another 2 which focus on ethical business. And here I'm referring to public procurement and competition and corporate governance. And please allow me to take a minute of your time to thank the sponsors that sponsor us continuously and the sponsors who are supporting these horizontal thematics. We have BMIT, SCM Pensions, Ganado, as well as Credit Info. Thank you. This year as well, we signed 4 new MOUs, and I'd like to point out that even our MOUs are gaining more traction, more ground, more relevance, because we are involving the stakeholders with whom we sign our MOUs in our policy formulation as well. We have an MOU with the Malta Trust Foundation, which focuses on reaching out, it's a CSR, reaching out to those who, to break down the digital divide. And then we have another 3 MOUs. One of them is with the Malta Chamber on construction management to make sure that we have sustainable construction happening within our country. The other one is with Transport Malta Foundation, where we are focusing on the proper implementation of electrification of vehicles, and another one on active aging. This year as well, we launched another 3 new business sections: the employment agencies, the aviation and aerospace, and the furniture business section. And we have also set up new working groups. The new working groups is a new concept that has been introduced recently, and the idea is to widen our involvement base. So apart from involving our business sections, apart from involving our horizontal thematics, we are also reaching out to members who might not be part of any specific business section or horizontal thematic, but who have the knowledge, the time, the expertise, and the experience to focus on specific issues. I'm referring here to the supply chain working group, to the other working group that focuses also on Malta's peripherality and insularity, and also the working group which is doing a sterling job like the other 2, where basically we're analyzing the current customs system and coming up with a blueprint of what our customs system should look like. And here in this room, I would like to thank Robert Brand for helping us to draw up the blueprint that we need. So that's about policy. When it comes about member relations, so in my first days, we launched what we called the Meet the CEO initiative. This was a set of it was an initiative based on one-to-one meetings so that I could get to know our membership base, get to know what your issues are, get to know what your concerns are, get to know also what your proposals are, basically to make sure that I have a direct connection to understand where you want to go. In the first year, I had over 300 meetings done individually by different members falling within the chamber. This initiative is being extended this year, and I'll explain to you when I come to what we will be doing. Projects. This year as well, we took on 8 new projects. We were chosen once again to lead as the Malta partner, the European Commission Business and Consumer Surveys. We successfully completed our Enterprise Europe network. We have 2 ongoing projects on sustainability, one focusing on energy audits and the other focusing on the framework that we require to have net zero carbon buildings. We have another 3 projects focusing on human resources and workplaces, and another project on digital skills. These projects, apart from helping us in our policy formulation, these are also a very good revenue stream to the Malta Chamber itself. Young Chamber Network has been a success in itself, so much so that within this year we have one of our employees which basically focuses on the expansion of the Young Chamber Network. The International Fora has been very active as well. We have an excellent relationship with Trade Malta, and here I would like to personally thank Liz Barbarosant, who, apart being our Vice President, she is also Chairperson of Trade Malta, and it helps a lot to understand how we can help you businesses to internationalize. Ambassadors and consuls visits, which are mainly carried out by the President, 52 in all. That means on average 1 every week. Cooperation agreements, we've signed 2 new ones, one with UAE and another one with China. We have revived our German-Maltese Business Council, and we have taken part in a number of international fora, Mostly were online because of COVID. However, we managed also to attend 2 particular ones. Myself and Kevin, who now heads the member relations, attended the World Congress of the Chambers of Commerce, and Marisa Shwirap, our president, together with the head of policy, Andre, attended the Business Europe Council for Presidents. With respect to member relations, over and above what I have explained, we have also carried out over 40 outreach webinars, information sessions, and networking events. We have more planned for the year coming up. Media and communications. As the President explained earlier, we do not show off every single thing that we do. I would tend to say 20% of what we do finds itself on social media. And for me, it was very, very, very satisfying to get the statistics that we have today. We have over 20,000 followers on our social media platforms, basically between LinkedIn and Facebook, which is an increase of 5,000 from the previous year. What is of particular interest as well is the engagement that we're getting on LinkedIn and on Facebook. On Facebook, we get an engagement of, on average, 90K per month, and on LinkedIn, it's 125K per month. And the achievement here is big because we all know that it is very difficult to get engagement on LinkedIn, which is basically the business platform. So the fact that we have managed on LinkedIn to surpass our reach than on our Facebook literally is testimony to our 2 people working on media and communications that they're doing a fantastic job. Thank you, Rachel, and thank you, Mel. The Malta Chamber debates, I think we've set a precedent in the country. It's the first time that an organization organized a series of debates touching the different subjects that businesses are talking about. And it was not only a run-of-the-mill debate, but they were structured, and a lot of information came out during those events. L'Intrapresa, which is our flagship program on the national TV station. We have regular participation on TV and on radio, and sometimes it's very difficult to keep up with all of them, but one way or another we manage. We also have increased our visibility, both in the print media and even in our portals. You may wish to note that we even get calls from different media houses to verify information before it is actually published. So there are times when the articles you are reading, although the Malta Chamber is not mentioned per se, behind that article there would be the Malta Chamber who would either have supplied the information or who would have triggered the issue that needs to be discussed. Obviously, we also have our flagship publications, and I'm referring to the Economic Vision and also the Commercial Courier, which is published once every 2 months. Incidentally, we will soon be having our 100th edition, and it's the next one. So, where does this take us from here? We have a number of ambitious targets for the coming year, which I am sure that with the excellent team that we have, we will manage to achieve it, also because we are finding a lot of cooperation from you as our members. Our target is, first of all, to continue giving you the value that you want from the Malta Chamber, and we're adopting a more member-centric approach which involves all our employees. So it's not only the policy, it's not only the member relations, but it is all the 20 Malta Chamber employees who will be reaching out to you. And obviously we'll be doing this by increasing our engagement through various channels and through the channel that suits you best. So it's not, if I want to come to a one-to-one meeting to you, that is what you have to take. If you prefer an online meeting, we will accommodate you. If you prefer to liaise with us through any particular channel, we will accommodate you as well. And this is why we need to make sure that we are constantly in touch with you. So what are our plans for this year? First of all, we are going to embark on a very ambitious program, which we have already started. All our staff is reaching out to our members in a structured and organized way, where we are having one-to-one meetings. One-to-one meetings to understand your current business, to understand your offering and where you want to go. What are the issues you face? What are your proposals? What would you like to see happening within the country? Our outreach program will also focus on issues. So as we know, there are a number of issues which you would like to discuss, just as earlier on I mentioned the supply chain issue. Right now, we are also in the process of seeing how to better the engagement when it comes to third country nationals. And our outreach program includes as well getting in more members when it comes to our young chamber network. On this point, Kevin will be expanding even further during this AGM, and he will be giving you some very interesting statistics. Communications program. We have a communications program which is planned, and we have segregated it into two. Communications intra, which I'm calling intra, which is how we communicate with you. What shall we be doing to communicate with you better, to engage with you better, to get to know what you want better, and even beyond internally. So how will we get our message across even more than it is already in the media? With respect to intra, so that means our engagement with our members, we are revisiting our current Chamber Nation platform, where we will be sharing more information with you and where we are going to promote it in a way where you have direct access to us. So we will be sharing what will be happening on policy on a month-to-month basis, etc. With respect to Beyond, we have another ambitious project. We are setting up a podcast room so that we can actually have the opportunity to discuss topical issues there and then without needing to think logistically where can it be carried out. We also have our website project, which we will be revamping this year as well. With respect to policy take-up and implementation. So, with respect to policy, we are now also measuring ourselves on the effective take-up and its effective implementation. This is very, very important, and the reason why this is important is because when the Malta Chamber speaks, the nation listens. And I will repeat it. When the Malta Chamber speaks, the nation listens. Parliament listens, government listens, the opposition listens. So our policy team needs to make sure that all those valid documents that we have published year on year, we will be keeping them updated to reflect the sign of times today, but also to make sure that what is being proposed is being taken up and is being implemented in the correct way. Our business sections have already started working on the respective work plans, which then we internally will take forward. With respect to projects, I've split them here in three. We have policy projects, we have the building projects, and we have the tech projects. With respect to policy projects, we have 8 projects in the pipeline. These are projects which are mainly EU funded, so we've applied for 8 projects. It doesn't mean that we are going to win the 8 of them, but I believe that it says a lot, that within the first 3 months of this year, we have managed to put in 8 applications. By the end of the year, I'm assuming we will have a good other number. With respect to the building, we will be ongoing with our maintenance, our refurbishment, and the grading, as the President rightly explained. And with respect to tech, we will keep on investing both in our infrastructure and even at an operational level to make sure that we continue increasing on our efficiency. Talent. The Malta Chamber needs talent, like every other entity. And we are on a constant outlook, on a constant outreach for talent. And in fact, yesterday, we even published a call asking people, asking experts, asking interested employees, potential employees, who would be interested in joining the Chamber to submit their CVs. Employee upskilling program. We have an upskilling program in hand as well, where we will be upping the digital skills of all our employees. We have also embarked on another process, an internal process, so that we become leaner, which has been kindly, partly sponsored by Kaizen as well. And we're also in the process of getting through our ISO certification at environment and quality management systems level. New revenue streams. We are also looking at new revenue streams, particularly through IELTS. And from here, I would like to thank the two people who lead IELTS, which are Elena Shikluna and Anthony Tanti. I have to admit that these two people do miracles within their unit. We are also looking at the opportunity of increasing our revenue streams through master classes, and the reason for this is twofold. Obviously, as the Chamber, we need our revenue in order to be able to continue giving you the service that we currently give, but we've also understood that there are a number of courses of training that the business community wants, and that currently, although there are programs being offered on those subject matters, they do not necessarily go into the detail or the level of expertise that the business community would like to have. And currently we're in the process of identifying 2 or 3 main teams where we will be focusing. Just to give you a tangible example, we held a masterclass on one of the aspects of public procurement, which was on the direct orders within public procurement, and the feedback that we got from our members was phenomenal. So we're going to make sure that we address the lacuna that there is currently in the market. The Malta Chamber Foundation, I do not need to dwell much longer on it because the President has already explained in detail what we have in mind, and our sponsors. We cannot function without our sponsors. Sponsors are one of our backbones, and although we have a very impressive lineup of sponsors, we also have a number of other sponsors lined up for this year. Hopefully next year I will be able to tell you exactly who has signed up and who hasn't. Last but not least, I would like to give a big shout out, a big thank you to our sponsors, to our gold sponsors who year on year renew their commitment without hesitation. So thank you Air Malta, thank you Bank of Valletta, thank you EY, thank you HSBC, thank you RSM, and I would also like to thank our bronze sponsors, in particular those, the 5 new bronze sponsors that we got in this year, which were Western Union, Credit Info, STEM Pensions, Seed, and Ganado Advocates. Thank you, because without you, we would not be able to carry out the sterling work that the Chamber does. And actually, that's it. Thank you.